Hello everyone and welcome to class of database. So in AWS management console we have database. Under it we have RDS, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache and Redshift. Today in our class we are going to discuss about what database is. So database, that means every application relies on database so that it can store important data and record for its users. Database engines allow your application to access, manage, and search large volume of data records. Database will need to meet the performance demands, availability needs, and recoverability characteristics of the system. So, this is fully managed relational and NoSQL database service. Database systems and engines can be grouped into two broad categories. We have RDBMS, which is fully managed relational, and we have NoSQL, which is non-relational database. So here, database provides fully managed relational and NoSQL database service. It provides in-memory caching as a service, and it is a petabyte scale data warehouse solution. Workloads is directly proportional to compute needs. Now we have various services like RDS. It provides managed relational database service. We have Redshift. This is fast, fully managed petabyte scale data warehouse. We have DynamoDB. It provides managed NoSQL database. We have Elastic Cache, which is in-memory caching service. So we will discuss first relational database service. A relational database is organized into tables that are related to each other by key values. So it is a traditional type of database. It is a managed relational database in the cloud. It provides 6 familiar database engines. Now, what are the database engine it provides? It provides Amazon Aurora, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MariaDB Oracle, and Microsoft SQL Server. So, let's discuss about Amazon relational database. So, it is a web service which is used to manage relational database in the cloud. It provides a common interface that lets users read and write from databases using commands and queries. These commands and queries are written in structured query language. It consists of one or more tables, and table consists of rows and columns which are similar to spreadsheets. Like it contains person name, address, contact number, student ID, first name, last name, gender, age, etc. So that means each record represents a student. Each student has its own student ID, which is a unique number. We call it as primary key. So this is basically a cost-effective service which allow your organization to launch secure and highly available production-ready database in few minutes. It manages time-consuming administration such as backup, software patching, automatic failure detection and recovery. Now, what are the components of RDS? So, we have database instances, we have regions and availability zones, we have security groups, database parameter groups, and database option groups. So, let's discuss about its components. So, DB instance. Database instance is the basic building block of relational database service. It is an isolated database environment in the cloud. It contains multiple user-created databases which can be accessed using the same tools and application. It is created and modified by command line interface, API, and management console. Under database instance, like we had discussed about instance, now we have second component as database engine. Each instance will run on an engine, so we call it as database engine. It supports engines MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle. So each database engine has its supported features and parameters for controlling and managing databases. So Let's discuss about very first as MySQL database engine. It is one of the most popular open source database engine in the world. It is used to power a wide range of applications, like we have some small blogs or even largest websites in the world. Currently, it is supporting 5.765 and 5.1. The engine is running the open source community edition with INNO database as a default and recommended database storage engine. Amazon RDS MySQL allows users to connect using standard MySQL tools like Benchmark or Benchmark J. It supports multi is a deployment availability zones deployment so that it could be for high availability and read replicas for scaling. Let's discuss about next engine, which is PostgRE SQL. Amazon RDS PostgRE SQL can be managed using a standard tools like PG admin and supported standard JDBC and ODBC drivers. It also supports multi-availability zone deployment for highly availability and read replicas. This is also a widely used open source database engine with a wide rich set of features and functionalities. Next we have MariaDB. AWS supports MariaDB version 10.0.17. It supports ExtraDB storage engine for these instances. It also supports multi-availability zone deployment and read replicas. Amazon RDS recently added support for these. It is a popular open source engine creators or built by creators of MySQL and enhanced with enterprise tools and functionality. Next we have Oracle. It is one of the most popular relational database used in enterprise and fully supported by RDS. Oracle 11G and Oracle 12C it supports. It supports different editions of popular like Standard Edition 1, Standard Edition and Enterprise Edition. So, if we compare these components, Standard 1, Standard and Enterprise, so this is encryption, Oracle 1 performance, Standard 1, Standard and Enterprise performances. Next engine we have Microsoft SQL Server. Microsoft SQL Server support 4 different editions of SQL Server such as Express Edition, Web Edition, Standard Edition and Enterprise Edition. It is another one of the very popular in the enterprise. It allows data administration to connect to their SQL server in the cloud using tools like Server Management Studio. It supports versions like this. If we have a comparison of this, so we have Express Web Standard and Enterprise. We can see the performance, we can see multi-site deployment and encryption of these like Express Web Standard and Enterprise. So these are the various engines in relational database. So thank you so much.